today's video, I'm going to show you how to integrate an open and close door system. We can use the E key to open the door and close it. We're going to add it to our horror game, but you could implement this to any game that you want. And let's dive right into it. So here we have our first person controller. We can move with the AWSD keys. Now we want to open this door when we press the E key on the keyboard or any key. And to do so, we have to add a new action. So this project is using the new input system. We have this starter assets. Under actions, let's add new one. And I'm gonna call it open close door or toggle door to toggle its state. And under it, we have a binding. We're going to use the E key on the keyboard. So search for E and make sure to check keyboard and mouse. We can add another binding for the gamepad. We're going to select gamepad and go under the north button. Once you add the action, we can save it and we open up the script. If you select the player from the inspector, it is under the player capsule. Here we have our input action asset as well as the script that you can open up. We're going to add a new boolean to check for the E key. And let's make it public, boolean, and call it toggle door. We can update this boolean using a method, and you have to write it like this, public, void, then on, and use the same name under the input action asset, which is toggle door. This is called automatically each time we press the E key. In such case, we are going to change our boolean using value dot is pressed, which is going to be true once we hit the E key. And then we can use the script under the first person controller so that we can check for the inputs. Recently, we've added the punch attack. Now under the update, which is called over and over again, we are going to call another function for the door system. Let's make it private, void, and call it door check. Then we are going to use it under the update, door check. Of course, you have different options to create this kind of door system, but I think I'm going to use the raycast hit. So if you select the player, we can use a ray that starts from the camera position and it's gonna look forward. If this ray hits an object like the door, in such case we can display a text like press E to open it or close it. And once we hit the E key, we are going to play some kind of open animation. Let's create a boolean is in door or in front of the door equals, and we write physics dot raycast. This takes in the ray object, but we have different options. I'm going to use this one. We're going to give it the starting point, which is going to be our main camera position using the main camera object. So we have a reference of the camera under the script dot transform dot position. Then we give it the vector, which is going to be the forward vector using the same object main camera dot transform dot forward. And if we hit something, we can get some information using this out raycast hit info. Use out, then the type is raycast hit, and we can call it hit info. Next, we can specify a maximum distance, like 2 meters. And finally, we can add some kind of a layer to check only for the door layer. We're going to create this on top and call it door layer. Let's add a comment for our system variables, door system. We're going to start by creating a serialized field object so that we can adjust it from the inspector. Private, a layer mask, door layer. And if this boolean is true, that means we are in front of a door. We can display the message press E to open or close the door. We are going to use if underscore input, which is an object of type starter assets inputs that contains the boolean that we have created, toggle door. If this changes to true, we're going to toggle the state of the door. For now, I'm going to make a debug.log, toggle door, And we need to make sure to reset this boolean underscore input toggle door and set it to false. Now let's save our scripts, and we are going to use this door. Here we're going to make sure to assign the door layer. This is actually a prefab. We can open it up like this. And you could go under add layer, add a new layer like door, and assign it to the object by selecting it from here. Then we have to set it from the first person controller under player capsule. Here we have to select a door. And now we can test it out. If I hit the E key, you see here we have a door toggle. That means it is working. Let's press E again. And yeah. Now let's add our animations and trigger between open and close. Let's select the door again. We can go under Window, Animation, and create the first one using Create. I'm gonna put it under a folder like Doors and call it Door Open. We're gonna hit Record and open up the door by rotating the object door around the Y-axis. But the only problem with this is that the rotation isn't correct. We need to change the pivot point or the rotation point. I'm gonna cancel saving this keyframe and delete it. We're going to create an empty game object under the door and rename it to pivot. Make sure it starts from here. We're going to rotate the door around this point by selecting all of these objects and putting them under this empty game object. Now we're going to hit record again and change the Y value. That's how we can open the door. I think -75 is fine, so that we can enter. We've saved the first keyframe. Then I'm going to create another one using create a new clip and call it door closed. And here we're going to leave it as it is, but you need to make sure to record it. Just change it like this and give it back to 0, which saves the keyframe. We are going to switch between these two states. To do so, let's close this animation window. Unity creates this animator component by default when we have created the animations. If you double click on it, we have our two states. By default, the door is going to be closed, so I'm going to right click and make it as a default layer. Then we can switch between closed to open and get back. To control the transition, we need to add some parameters. We're going to add two triggers. The first one is open and another one to close. Then we have to use it as a condition. We're going to go from door open to close when we set this trigger, which is called close, and we can get back and set the condition as open. Let's get back to our door, and we are going to add a new script, door. On top, I'm going to add a boolean to check for the current door state using private boolean and call it is open. By default, this is going to be false. Then we are going to use a function so that we can call it from other scripts to switch between the states of the door. And let's make it public, void, toggle state. And here we are going to check if the door is open. Then we need to set the close trigger using getComponent, and we're going to get the animator component, set trigger. Here we have to pass in its name, which is close, else, which means that the door is already closed. Then we need to open it by changing the other trigger, which is called open. Finally, we have to reverse the value of the boolean is open. We can use is open equals the opposite of the previous value is open, so that we can update the current state of the door. Instead of using this debug.log, let's try to get the component and put it inside a variable of type door equals. So all of the information that we need about the object that we have hit with the raycast is stored under this hit info. We can access the component using hit info transform dot get component. and it is the door. We can check if it's not null. In that case, we can use door toggle state. If you save all of your scripts and try it, it's not gonna work because we have one issue. So the physics.raycast is gonna hit the object which has the layer door. But the way this works is by hitting the box collider or the collider of the objects. If you select the door, you see that we have this box collider. It's attached to this object. We have here box collider, but the door script is not attached to it. It is attached to the parent of this object. That's why we need to fix that by using getComponentInParent, or you can add the box collider to the door object which is on top. Now we can open the door using the E key, and we can enter and close it, of course, using the E key. I think the animation is too fast. To make it a bit slower, we can go under the animator. For each transition, make sure to uncheck as exit time, because we want to play the animation immediately when we set the trigger. And to make the animation a bit slower, we have the transition duration. Let's use 75. And that's fine. The same thing for the other one. By adding some sound effects, you can make this even better. Also, I want to show a text to guide the player to hit the E key to open or close the door, depending on the door state. For that, let's right-click and create a new UI element. It's going to be Text Mesh Pro, and call it dialog text, so that we can use it later on for other purposes. Here we are going to use the text press E to open. I'm going to increase the width to 300. Let's get back to our script, and I'm going to add it under the same variables, door system, use serialize field, private, and it's a Text Mesh Pro UGY. I'm going to give it the same name, dialog text. Here we are checking if we are in front of the door. In that case, we need to show the text by using the underscore dialog text dot enabled, because we are going to disable this by default. We're going to set it to true. Then we need to check for the door state, and here we need to put this code out of this, because I want to check if door and the boolean is open. Let's use public so that we can access it from our first-person controller. If it's open, we're going to use the dialog text dot text and show the message press E to close. Otherwise, we are going to display press E to open using else, and here we're going to use open. But if we are not in front of the door, using else, in that case we are going to disable the text dot enabled equals false. Also, we can use the audio manager to play some kind of a sound for opening and closing. I think we can put it under the toggle state method by using find any object by type, and we're going to search for the audio manager that we have created in our recent episodes. I'm going to use a closed door sound that we're going to set from the audio manager, and here we're going to play the open door sound effect. Now, to add these to the project, this is called open door, and I have used this one from freesound.org. And of course, we have to reference the dialog text under the first-person controller. Make sure to drag it in like this. Now, if we are close to the door, we have press E to open, and we can open it to enter. We can close it. And that's how we can implement this open-close door system. To make sure that all of the doors are the same, we can delete this using the delete key and duplicate this one. I'm using Ctrl D, then move it. But this door is open by default. We can actually use this boolean when we start the game. We can check if the door is open. We're going to trigger the second animation, which is the open animation, and that's going to make different doors with different states at the beginning, and we can close it like this. So I think that's all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any question or comment, make sure to write it under the comment section down below. Let's enter this room and close the door. And I will see you in the next one.